especially from the islands. And I thought, hey, maybe I should talk to you guys for two reasons. Number one, I think the things you will teach your folks, really some of them will be joining the Navy. And you should know that every one of those folks in the red shirts, yellow shirts, green shirts, brown shirts, white shirts, average age 19, I think you heard that. They're great Americans. And they're very shapeable. Not every one of them are going to join the military. In fact, a lot of them won't. I'm telling you all, you have the charge of getting those others at an age where they are very impressionable. No matter what journey gets them to where they're at, if they get into your flight deck, into your flagship, into your strike group, whatever you want to say, because this is my little community, challenge them to be the best they can. Make them believe in themselves. And plant seeds in their head where they say, why not? That's why I wanted to see you guys. All my guys can talk to you about strike group operations and all that. But I wanted to share that with you. First I want to tell you, I thank you for what you do day in and day out for the community. But more importantly, you got to think about the future of your community. I'm working the future of my community. I'm planting seeds in their head, and usually, if I'm gone, whenever these guys are gone, they're taking over. You see? It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
And so when you guys running out of gas, you say, man, who's listening? Don't be looking up when you're asking who's listening. I humbly submit you should be looking down and say, hey, come here and listen to me for a second. And then ask them about themselves and make them take a look at their strengths. And that's what we do in the Navy. You know, we look at their strengths and then we kind of fan the embers on their strengths, and oh my gosh, and then after that you get out of their way. So that was really my whole simple message. Color designates your function and position, and they just move out based on that. Isn't that amazing? But that has to come with the sense of trust that people will take care of you. And when I said understand your basics, well, you better know your job, because it's going to kill somebody out there. So about, what was that photo? When did that 323 event happen? About 4 days ago? It's about 4 days ago. We were running a lot of flight ops, you know, and then one of the aircraft was sitting there parked like you see here, and there was a miscommunication between the plane captain. Plane captain is kind of a misnomer. Is the youngest person in that whole team of the around that plane. So if you see it tonight, you guys remain all night tonight?
Yes, sir.
You come up here and you watch those like little busy bees running around. You see little flag lights and stuff going around, especially around the Hummer. It's a big Hummer right there, the E2 Charlie with the big dome. You see all these lights going around. That's me say get out of the way, because there's a rotor here. It keeps people from walking in the dark. But one of the plane captains didn't realize that they were starting up one of the engines, and they were like 72% power, and she got too close to an exhaust. Don't worry, it's a happy ending. So too close to the intake, and she got sucked in real quick like that. Wow. And then there's one of her shipmates right there was part of the team. I think it was a yellow shirt. No? Saw it and just reacted. Boom! He didn't sit there and go, should I go help? And boom! Reacted. Put himself on, put his life in danger too. Why? To save a shipmate. Immediately he knew the danger. He knew the power was going up. She did it. He just immediately ran over there and grabbed her ankles and held her down. And the only thing that we fought it was one of her goggles and stuff. We fought it at engine, I don't really care. You fought a sailor, my heart breaks, you know. So I went and found that sailor. I found that yellow shirt. He was one of the yellow shirts. ABHG Simpson. I found him down in, actually I had the handler during a break like this. It was at nighttime. I called him into the flight deck control. All the yellow shirts were in there because they all knew I was going to do something good to him. And I go, hey shipmate, so you made us proud today. And I gave him a coin. I don't give too many people coins, but I gave him a coin. That meant the world to him. And you know, I said thank you very much. But then the chief said, hey sir, I just want to share something here with you. When ABH-3 Simpson grabbed and saved the plane captain, she was very shaken up, and so was he. But the first thing out of his mouth when they grabbed her and they put her away, he said, hey, how's she doing? That was the first thing out of his mouth. And then the second thing was, the chief goes, hey, we're going to take you off the line. Because, you know, I was kind of shaken up. Take you off the line. This was pretty, was a little bit tough. And he goes, no way, chief. I'm good to go. You know, I'm ready to go on the next line. That's team. Trust, team, mutual respect. And it's hard learned on the deck. I tell you, you can do the same way in your community. Honestly, we have no magic dust out here. You know, many hoonies running around and giving these guys the encouragement to be inspirational. It comes from these guys. It comes from the lieutenants. It comes from petty officers, guys that hold the line and make them accountable and say, "Come on, man, let's do this." You know, and all of a sudden they feel relevant.
You know who's really good?
Who's that, ma'am?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Under the deck, the guy that is running the lines, the
arresting gear.
The
gear dogs. Who.
Yeah.
The green shirts.
That guy that gave us the talk in particular, he talked about his stuff and his hydraulic stuff, and
they have so much ownership in what they do.
He was really impressive. Yeah, everybody has been. You just really kind of
Here's the. Thank you for pointing out the gear dogs. You know, they have a tough job, and it's hot down there, and it's noisy. And you all were only down there for a few minutes, but he's down there busting his butt right now. And especially when they're landing, and they're like calling down, you know, to whatever resting gear room, and you got to match. I don't know if they told you, you got to match the pounds of that aircraft to exactly what the thing should be. And you know, you guys haven't been on the LSO shack yet, the deck where they're holding up. But next time they launch, and they don't go down there, right? Oh yeah, it's too dangerous. But over in the corner there, they'll be talking and they'll be hearing stuff from the arresting gear guys, or that's the right pounds. Oh, there's just so many coordination. Really, it'll blow your mind if you realize the kind of stuff these guys do. It'll blow your mind. For me, when I get tired and stuff, I gotta do. All I gotta do is come up here and just kind of like watch these guys, or go down to the engineering room, watch those guys run. It's really inspiring. It makes me want to work harder. When you see that gear dog down there, not looking for credit, he just wants to do the right thing. So he wants to make sure his shipmate comes back home safely. It's really fantastic. But I tell you what, it's not like that everywhere. You got to build a team. So I'm telling you, this is not something like, oh, you're in the military, they automatically do that. You got to build a team. I don't care where you're at. You got personalities, you got egos, you got whatever environment that you all lived in, you know, call whatever it is. Those are called excuses, you know. When there's all these barriers, those are excuses. If you really believe in that team, you just tell them, this is what we got to do, and hey, I respect you, and let's do it. You know, my role, you know, in terms of getting these team, in terms of integrated work as a team, my team, especially my long-range thing, is to kind of build an inclusive environment where everyone feels relevant in this team, you know. I mean, when I was flying around with my helo guys from the HSC-6, I was talking to them. I was up on the net, shooting the breeze with them. He goes, hey, who's up there? Hey, Sarah, this is Tron. How you doing, Tron? Who's on the left seat? Sarah, this is Cinco. Hey, what you guys think of the SecNav? Then I tell them you're doing a great job. Once in a while, I walk around, go down to the pump room, or go around somewhere where people don't know I'm going to come in, you know, just go in there and check it out. I'm trying to build a team that's very inclusive, this environment. If I have me as a leader, if I promote an inclusive environment, I just get out of the way. This is like putting fertilizer in a really topsoil. These guys are topsoil, man. But they come from you all, by the way, you know? So if you see anyone that's interested in the military, you just know that they're going to go into this kind of environment. It's not like in the movies where it's all stormtroopers. It's not like in the movies everyone wants to go out there and shoot people. No, you don't see anybody shooting anybody here, do you? But you see a lot of teamwork, right? Isn't that something? You see a lot of teamwork. Secretary of Navy was so impressed by these guys. And these guys practice this. Yes, practice. And, you know, we got to get it right. And And the more they practice, you know, the more we realized there was other COAs, they were ready for it. And Secretary of Navy's team, you know, threw a bunch of wrench in there, but they didn't care. Because they practiced it so much, they knew exactly what to do. They were all talking to each other, and they treat each other with respect. So remember, trust and respect. So when the change comes in, I mean, our PA was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and she was rewriting the plan. She had a good attitude, really. She was all pumped up. That's what really impresses me about being in the Navy. It's from all corners of life, you know. Even from me, I came from Guam, and I just like didn't know what I didn't know. I come into an organization that really has all those things that I expressed to you guys. It's there. I mean, I am the product of my environment, right? I won't be saying this if I didn't do it and believed in it. And my people wouldn't be doing this if they didn't believe in it. But they do believe in it. And I told them, I said, man, you guys are well ahead where I think you should be in this workups. And you know what I like about it? Because they're well ahead of it, I want to push them harder. Push them harder to even get even further ahead. Work you guys harder, brother. But it's good work, though, because I tell them, I say, hey, look at what you accomplished, you know. Look at how far you've gone. And I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that elasticity of how confident they are, because I'm going to put them in harm's way. I mean, you guys saw what happened in the Gulf with the Rappahannock, and they shot that boat. I want to stress them. When these guys are stressed, you better have taught them. It's my responsibility to teach them how to do that, to react properly under stress. And so they will default to how they were trained. It's bottom line, you know, and it's all good.